Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. You're probably thinking, why have I got a driver if it's short game? So today we're going to be looking at some course management. So I'm out here today at Waterfront and I'm on the first hole. So I'm going to show you the hole now. If you look into the top of the screen here, you'll see the flyer over the first hole. I'm going to talk you through some course management, how I'm going to use teeing box to my advantage. Then we're obviously going to look at the hole, which is on the screen now. We're going to see how the fairway all falls to the left. It's a short par 4, so I'm going to be hitting it down there and probably have a wedge left in. The ground's hard today, obviously we've had some warm weather, so we're going to be able to get a little bit of run, but I want to make sure I'm starting that ball where I want it, letting it run out and starting to get where we can. First thing we're going to do is use the tee box to our advantage. So I'm going to tee up on the right side of the tee box. I often see a lot of amateurs just tee up in the middle and go from there. So we're using the right side of the tee box. My normal shape is a slight fade. James Robinson might call it a slice, but I like to call it a fade. So I'm going to set it off down the middle, hopefully fade it up to the right hand side, and then because the hole slopes from right to left, it should roll down and be relatively close to the middle of the fairway, hopefully. But I'm using the tee to my advantage. I can now aim a little bit further left, and that's now going to start it at the centre of the fairway and move it off. If I'm in the middle of the tee, we already start aiming down the left into the rough, and if I hit it into the rough, then we're going to have a tough shot coming in. So something else I'm going to do whilst I'm here is pick something that's in line with the target. So I'm aiming to get my club face pointed at the middle of the fairway. It's going to move slightly off there. I've picked a mark in front of the ball there where I'm going to try and aim the club face. So as I put that down now, I'm going to try and square that to something just in front of me. Because it's close to the ball, that can help us aim to start with. A lot of times I see people trying to focus where the stance is. They then end up aiming way left and they wonder why they might have hit a big slice or they might have pulled it down the left. So if we can get the face set to where we want it to start, I can build my stance and then from there we can pull the trigger. So I've teed it up now, have my practice swing as normal. I'm going to set that face now to the mark just in front of me and we're going to hit that shot. Slightly up the right, so we'll get up there. He might have stayed up in the rough. We'll have a look and we'll go from there. So I'm up to it now. Obviously you can see that it stayed up the right hand side and it's actually been caught up in this rough. So I probably started it a little bit too far right, but it's not a bad shot into the green. So we've got 120 yards into the green. I'm now starting to think just like short game. What's my lie? So my lie's in the rough. I could get a flyer because it's very dry today. There's a lot of grass between the club and the ball. We've also got the ball above our feet, so we're going to start to see some movement potentially from right to left. So I've got to take that into account where I start to aim when I'm over the ball. So 120 yards, it is slightly downwind. I've gone with my pitching wedge. So I'm going to aim this, as you can see on the video, and if we do the fly over here, I'm going to aim for the right side of the green, so probably the right fringe. On the camera from this angle we're going to be looking at that at the telegraph pole. So I'm going to come in here now, practice swings again, just thinking about the shot. This pitching wedge I'm not going to hit it full out, so I might land it a little bit short and let it run up. Because we're out of the rough it's not going to check. We also might get a flyer, so I'm going to do probably a 3/4 swing with this, just right of target and hopefully hit it close. Good, so I caught it a little bit heavy, which is common from this lie. You might find that yourself, so it's making sure we've got the right setup, making sure we've not got too much weight leaning forwards into the slope, which sometimes makes us be a little bit steep. But it sent it slightly left off the slope, it's a little bit short, it's on the green, I've got a long putt, didn't strike it perfect, caught it slightly heavy, but it still landed and finished in the middle of the green. It ran out because there's not as much spin on there, it didn't get a flyer, but we're in the middle of the green, I've got a putt and I've got a chance at a birdie. So you can see I've hit that to around about 20 feet, so not a bad shot. Obviously looking at the hole now, you'll see the danger around the green is the bunker, it's just over here, and then again around the right side of the green there's a lot of slope, thicker rough, so it's a hard shot to play. So by hitting my ball up the right hand side of the fairway, it's allowed me to hit directly at the flag. Even if I slightly mishit it, it's still gone to 20 feet. It all goes back to the tee shot. I've used the right side of the tee box to help me hit the shot that I want. I've then left it in the right place on the hole. Even if it's in the rough, I've got an easier shot into the green. but that's all come from a decision on the tee box and where to tee that ball up. As you'll see, this looks like a funny putter. It actually says P on it, but it is my pitching wedge, and there's one reason to blame for that. Sorry. James has heard us doing some putters and putter reviews this morning, and he seems to have not put my putter back in the bag. Sorry. So, I'm going to try and hole it, still for the birdie. But you can see I'm on here now, 20 feet. I would come and do my normal process. So I do aim point, which we are going to go through at some point. So I've got that as a 1 right to left. So I'm going to do a 1 now. Good, so I've lined the ball up, used the line that, even though I'm using my pitching wedge, I've still lined it up to where I want. I'll make my strokes, looking at the hole. Not too bad, so it didn't break as much as I thought. It was a pretty straight putt there. It's left it at 3 feet. The ball was actually rolled very well. Not bad with a pitching wedge. So again, I'll take my time here, line this putt up. What I see from too many amateurs is even when they're on a practice round or just playing with friends, they don't take the time over these ones. They start to miss them. You've gone from having a birdie putt to making a bogey. So take your time, line that up. I've got this just on the right half from here in. So an easy par in the end, even without a putter, but you'll see going through a set process, using the tee box to your advantage, then hitting it onto the right side of the fairway. We know that obviously you're going to be a handicap golfer. You might be a mid, you might be high, you might be low. But going through the same process, making sure it's consistent and trying to take advantage of things that we can to improve your scores, give yourself better shots in, take out the danger zones, which was the bunker and the slope. And even if I hit a few shots, so I hit that wedge, didn't hit it perfect, it's still giving me a birdie putt, and I've still got a chance. I've got out of here with a par. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below any questions that you would think about when you're going through that. Do you tee in the middle of the tee box? Do you not think about which side of the fairway you're trying to hit it to? And the big thing is, do you actually look at where you don't want to miss? So you look at the danger zones and try and play away from those. Next week, we're going to be looking at the second, which is a par 5. So we're going to go through that. What I'm going to use off the tee, is it a driver all the time? Do I need to lay up or do I need to go for it? That's the big question. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend and I will see you on Monday.